Lane. There's only one insanity in this business, and you're gonna find out tonight. And barbed wire with me. This is weird. To me. They say I have a broken brain!
Both men making a jump for it early on for that Singapore King above the ring. Maybe not needing a stairway to hell, especially with the barbed wire boards inside the ring between the man with the coolest entrance music in IWA Mid-South, Insane Lane.
You know, I think the big story in this match, though, is going to be the man on the outside, the third man, the half-breed, Billy Graham. He's a cult leader, I take it. I mean,
leader of cult fiction.
You know, that's a cult leader right there. And you know that those guys are really shady guys. I think of Marshall Applewhite. You know, I think of, you know, cult leaders. And people say IWA Mid-South is sort of like a cult, so, you know, it's almost creepy seeing an actual cult leader on the floor in Billy Graham.
And you know, Joey, I got to talk to Billy Graham for just a little bit, and he told me actually the reason Toby's in this match is because a lot of people started talking bad about him by not competing in the King of the Death matches. He was on the show, so he was obviously available, but wrestling in more standard matches. And Toby, a former King of the Death matches himself, wants to prove that he was not being a coward. He's not afraid to still step back into this deathmatch environment, and he chose to face Insane Lane, who had a very impressive showing. He was actually taken out by getting slammed on cinder blocks at the King of the Death matches. A guy who beat CJ Otis and advanced onto the third round in the King of the Death matches. So, of course, Insane Lane very proven in this category, as is Toby Klein, striking away.
You know, when I think of Toby Klein, though, I think of a hybrid wrestler. I think of a guy who can literally go in there. Yeah, he can do death matches, but he can also wrestle, and that's why I consider Toby Klein one of the favorites in any type of deathmatch situation. As you could see him just grinding his head in between the ladder, and you put Billy Graham out there. He's not superstar Billy Graham, by the way. He's half-breed Billy Graham. Different guys. And you make a dangerous combination.
We've seen Billy Graham interfere very liberally in matches, actually using himself, allowing himself to be used as a weapon by these members of Cult Fiction.
That makes a hell of a manager. You know, I always consider Sherry Martel to be the best at that aspect of professional wrestling, putting her body on the line as there's a ladder shot to the midsection by Insane Lane on Toby Klein. So I really got to give a huge advantage here to Toby Klein and Billy Graham Cult Fiction.
Insane Lane not afraid at all to be in this deathmatch environment, or going up against a guy the caliber of Toby Klein. Able to duck that whip, Klein coming back. Oh no, there goes, and he caught it!
What a catch by the kid!
But unlike in baseball, you don't get to keep it, kid. Now Billy Graham's got it, taunting Insane Lane.
You know, what scares me is that Billy Graham touched that little kid here. What if that little kid joins Cult Fiction now? You know, those guys have powers.
I'm Chris Hansen. Would you like to take a seat?
What do you think you're doing here?
Would you like some sweet tea?
Billy Graham has a cheese grater now. Toby Klein, though, is that a knife?
I'm pretty sure he's got a knife, Joey.
What is that?
In the off chance that we're wrong there, Smart Mark Video, right in on the action.
I can't tell what that is. I can't tell what that weapon is. Is it a fork on a string?
A fork there on the end of that rope.
Who puts a fork on the end of a rope?
A very hungry man like Toby Klein.
I don't want to lose my fork.
I've heard of soap on a rope, but not a fork. And now...
Wait a minute. Billy Graham now up on the ring apron.
A whole bunch of kitchen utensils in this matchup. I've heard of Hell's Kitchen before, but this gives a new meaning to it. Just grinding away with that cheese grater.
He didn't grind, he scraped. It's even worse.
So quickly, too.
Oh!
Doesn't even give Insane Lane the courtesy of feeling the pain.
Oh my
Moments
goodness.
at a time, just swiftly across the forehead.
Insane Lane has a crimson mask.
He might be the leading candidate right now.
No, Toby
for that
Klein
big
would be.
goal.
He's making his opponents bleed the most.
Just chasing off Coin Jones, showing that he has no use for this referee. Don't hide here.
What is
Mama's
going
not
on?
the safe spot.
Oh no.
I hope the Tomasellis aren't seeing this one.
Wait a minute now.
No respect for authority.
And Billy Graham just sending Toby Klein back to the ring, bringing the referee to safety, sort of a cult leader.
You see that control he has over
What a
the
Charles Manson would have done if he were there that night, Linda Kasabian, and oh gosh.
5 minutes ago in this contest, 5 minutes.
Toby Klein here getting the crowd into it.
Toby's not even winded, Joey. Let's check out the stamina on Toby Klein.
The guy's fantastic.
In great shape. Oh, but not in good shape anymore.
That's it. They are implanting little wire rods into his skin. Look at that.
We've seen the damage that barbed wire can do, and it's not going to be any different here tonight.
How many wars have we seen over the years in the wrestling industry that involve barbed wire? So many, and this, I have a feeling, is going to be another one.
It never ends in a good way.
And remember, there is still a Singapore cane suspended 15 feet above the ring that you need a ladder to get, and then get the Singapore cane, and then you can use the Singapore cane too. I'm blown up even thinking about it.
Everything surrounding this matchup very dangerous. And when you've got two experienced deathmatch competitors like Toby Klein and Insane Lane, oh no.
He is carving his chest!
It's not a tree.
Oh, good grief!
Trying to write his name into the chest of Toby Klein.
It's like wet cement now.
And that kind of imprint will last a lifetime.
I like what you did there.
Thank you. You've seen the scars on the bodies of competitors like Ian Rotten and Sabu and all these guys who have been in this deathmatch environment. Guys who have risked their bodies for the entertainment of the fans and for grit and glory.
And don't forget the money. The money's a huge aspect of it as well.
I would say the money as well.
Yes. Insane Lane now, a swinging neckbreaker. I wasn't expecting to see a wrestling maneuver in this match.
There's a first
outside of
time
Lane.
for everything.
You know, Toby, yeah, you could expect wrestling maneuvers because Toby is a great wrestler. Insane Lane isn't known as a great wrestler. He's known as a great deathmatch competitor.
Of course, that's a very smart thing for a wrestler. Always keep something on the back burner, something that people don't know about. As we've seen with, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, a guy like Jason Quick, who's got so much aerial offense. Who knows what kind of violence that Insane Lane can whip out?
Exactly. You make an amazing point there and a great comparison as Insane Lane climbing the stairway to hell.
Got his hands on it. Oh, but now he's got his foot in the barbed wire.
Lane narrowly escapes his whole body going into the barbed wire though.
Able to avoid it enough. Picks up the ladder, waiting for Toby to come up. Sends it down.
Right on the head.
Gravity taking its course.
Now he's placing that ladder right under that Singapore cane yet again. Insane Lane, Insane in the mem lane, trying to climb that ladder. Crowd getting behind this match. I can't really tell who the favorite in the match is, but it sounded like Lane.
Of course, Toby's got that chain in his hands, wrapping up the fist.
What is going on here?
Lane's really going to need to grab that Singapore cane if he wants to have a fighting chance in this matchup.
Right in the kidney.
Oh, no.
Right in the kidney.
A big fall from Insane Lane.
Yeah, Insane Lane fell about, I would say, 8 or 9 feet off of that ladder onto the ring. And Toby now climbing up, grabbing the Singapore cane, and he can use it.
He's no Boy Scout, but he can't undo a knot. Coming off the top. So much velocity coming down with that cane shot.
And with the velocity came thermal breakdown of Insane Lane too, and only a count of 2.
I think that's viscosity, but well done.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know cars.
I tried. Billy Graham now whispering some strategy into his charge.
Toby just covered in blood, but still going full throttle. He's got a lot of gas left in the tank.
A lot of car references in this match now.
Seriously.
All
We
right.
have a car wreck in the ring.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And another cane shot to the head.
Toby not even giving him a chance to get back up to his feet. Lane able to kick out.
Yeah, he didn't grapevine the leg enough. He didn't beat down Insane Lane enough, and Lane was able to sneak that shoulder right out.
Nice kick by Lane.
10 minutes and gone by this contest. 10 minutes.
Cracking away with that Singapore cane.
Russian leg sweep.
Yeah, Russian leg sweep. The White Russian.
Oh. His throat. He may have crushed his larynx. That Singapore cane, the impact coming down on a Russian leg sweep, may have crushed the larynx of Toby Klein.
Billy Graham's really going to have to rethink the strategy for his charge here. And really, that's kind of the strategy that Insane Lane's going to have to do when you have a guy with the stamina of Toby Klein. Do anything you can to cut off his wind, and going straight for the windpipe's a great way to do it.
Absolutely. If he wasn't sucking for air a few minutes ago when you mentioned it, Mike, he definitely is now, and shot there by Insane Lane. And now Lane has the Singapore cane.
Just staggered on the ropes.
He's exhausted, though. The amount of blood that these men have both lost in this match, it's definitely taking its toll.
His name is Toby. Right across the head of Toby Klein.
You made a Roots joke.
Roots seemed like a comedy.
I thought of it as a romantic drama. Big right hand there. Billy Graham
he's
grabbing
got
that
him.
cane.
And sends him down into the barbed wire. Could have thrown him anywhere. at
Yes,
that
he
point.
could have. I think Toby knew exactly what he was doing. He redirected his body over into that barbed wire. Look at the blood all over the Singapore cane.
You saw it on the bull rope earlier. All the weapons just covered in blood tonight.
And now Toby in control. Insane Lane goes to the floor here.
I don't know if he's crawling for cover or looking for another weapon. Really, either one of those might be a good decision at this point.
Isn't he the guy that vomited?
I'm gonna make him bleed real bad now, Billy.
Most guys have vomited in the ring.
That's true. Oh no. Where's he going? What the heck?
Well, this is the kind of thing when you get in the ring with a mental messiah, Insane Lane.
A mental messiah. Oh, that's good.
Just looking, trying to find the opponent. He's disappeared, basically.
Well, there are so many weapons under there. He could be hiding.
He could just be under there picking out from the inventory of weapons. Maybe he's not a very decisive man. Can't figure out which weapon he wants to unleash.
What in the world is going on? Oh, Billy Graham and Toby Klein here setting up that barbed wire board onto chairs, onto the floor. It's only about 1.5 feet off of the floor here. I'm gonna get a better vantage point.
And now Lane came out from underneath the ring.
All right, I see him here. Oh, and he makes eye contact with Billy Graham, but Toby Klein cuts him off halfway there.
Came around that barbed wire board.
Oh, they're all
Blocked his
tangled.
vision.
They are entangled in that barbed wire, Mike.
It's like a spider web of barbed wire. And now sandwiching him down with the ladder.
Was that his head crunching?
It could be.
Oh my goodness.
No remorse from Toby Klein here tonight.
No, none at all. Toby Klein, this is a very vicious side of him, and I think that may have to do with Billy Graham.
You know, all those people who were talking bad about Toby Klein, about how he was maybe ducking death matches and getting out of that environment, retiring from the death match scene, Insane Lane is paying for all of those comments right now. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, good job. You really did something great for Insane Lane. I'm sure you really like him now. You must love him. You know, putting him through this much torture. Look at the guy's face. The guy's covered. He's the king of the Crimson Mask right now so far tonight. Look at that. It looks like I don't know what it looks like. I can't describe. Oh,
Just a
goodness.
pile of plunder. And for the sake of Insane Lane, good for him blocking that.
Reverses it here, suplex position.
Oh, Toby escaping up and over. Northern Lights! Aurora Borealis never looked so painful. No, kick out.
How did he kick out of that? That is just, that shows you the will.
That is insane.
That's Insane Lane. You know, I don't think that Insane Lane knows what's going on right now. I just think he's running on pure instinct in a match like this. It's a death match. You get your shoulder up because you still have a little bit of fight left in you.
You know, this match is a psychiatrist's dream as we have Insane Lane and Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein.
I like what you did there.
15 minutes have gone by in this contest. 15 minutes.
Oh, good grief.
This cannot end well.
This is not safe.
And Toby's in a bad situation. At first he had the lead.
Both men perched in a very dangerous position.
Lane sends him over.
Lane wins. Lane with the victory.
Your winner of the match, Insane Lane!
A victory over former king of the death matches, Insane Lane, coming out on top tonight.
That's a huge, huge, huge coup for Insane Lane. What a hell of a match.
And I can't make like any kind of excuses for Toby Klein, you know, taking time off from death matches. That was all effort by Insane Lane. Everything that he did in that matchup really earning his victory here at the Kings of the Crimson Mask.
No question about it. We will be back.
You may want to get out of the ring. I want Insanity on the line. Give me the mic. Right. Get the mic, man. Where's the mic? Give me the mic.
The name's on the line. The name is on the line. The name is on the line. What?
You got one by me tonight, Skippy.
My name is not Skippy.
I know, it's Insane Lane.
It is.
And we got a small problem with that.
Yeah?
How about next time we meet down the road and the Insane title is on the line? I've been listening to Insanity for 12 years, fuckface. Next time we meet, the Insane name is on the line. There's only room for one insane person in this business. Don't talk that. I like cats. But I'll tell you this, Toby Klein. I know you've been Mr. Insanity for eons. But look, I'm not talking to you. Skeletor called, he wants his face back.
He-Man.
Just to show you how crazy and how insane I am, I'm gonna put it in a section challenge, Toby Klein, and I'm gonna show you that I am the mental messiah, Insane Lane. You like mental mentions, but you got a deal.
Great shape, oh, but not in good shape anymore. Escaping up and over. Northern Lights